Come with me if you want to watch a review of a movie instead of seeing the movie yourself. It's not a tumor. Hi, I'm Andre, I'm a black nerd with a review for you, better reviews. Terminator Genisys, not affiliated with Sega. I'm gonna give you the good, I'm gonna give you the bad, I'm gonna give you the nerdy. And this will be a non-spoiler review, which is going to be tough because there's a lot of things in this movie that you would consider spoilers. Some of which were already spoiled in the trailers themselves. I may have to give a little tiny sliver of plot detail, but nothing that's going to ruin the movie experience for you. You're gonna be okay. Calm down. First the good. Arnold, baby. Arnold is back. He is great. He has not lost his touch. I don't care how old he is or how long he's been out of the business. Arnold Schwarzenegger is a movie star. I love watching him in this movie. I love seeing him as a T-800 once again. Get his one-liners. He's wonderful. I'm gonna try to say his name. Byung-Hun Lee. Did I say that right? Byung-Hun Lee? Storm Shadow from the G.I. Joe movies. He's a new T-1000 basically. I guess Robert Patrick wasn't available. And he is awesome. He doesn't even talk. And he's awesome. He's really mean, he's action-packed, he's scary. He's even wearing a cop uniform, so it makes him doubly scary for me. He's so great in this movie. For the time that you have him, get to the movie early. Don't miss any beginning scenes if you want to see him at his best. But when he's there, he's amazing. Great job to him. The action scenes in this movie are really impressive. They're very entertaining. They're very fun. Great popcorn fare. You'll be there on the edge of your seat, run, fight, and go through all these different stunts and cars or things flipping over or robots fighting humans or robots fighting robots. All of it is really, really entertaining. Particularly the first part of this movie. The first part of this movie is the strongest, most definitely. You get the little bit of background story about Judgment Day and about the Resistance, and then you get a little bit of the 1984 when you start hitting some nods to the original Terminator, but then some things change, as we know. There's a little bit of changes to the timeline. Storm Shadow shows up as T-1000, that's entertaining. Arnold shows up as T-800, that's entertaining. Emilia Clarke comes in, the new Sarah Connor, and she's entertaining. Everything's going well for that first part of the movie. And something else happens. Now for the bad. It had a storyline at the beginning of this movie that, in my opinion, could have been the entire film. Another thing happens that they have to do, and when they go to that next thing, that's when it really starts falling apart for me. The big issue with this movie is this is a movie that is trying to be its own thing. We the new Terminator. This is the new timeline. This is the new franchise. However, to understand the new franchise, you kind of have to know what happened before, because we basically make a bunch of references to it and changes to it that you wouldn't understand unless you've seen the originals, which then means you cannot stop thinking about the originals. Now, I'm usually the one that is like, hey, you gotta let a movie be itself. I said about Jurassic World. You can't look at Jurassic Park and Jurassic World and try to compare the two. That just can't happen. But the thing about Jurassic World was, it went, the first one existed, we can make references to it, but from this point forward, it's all us. We're all brand new. This is a new thing. Terminator Genisys can't do that because it needs those original storylines to attach to in order to tell its story, to let you know the changes that take place. This entire plotline is, hey, you remember the other Terminator movies? Here's a twist on it. Well, who is this movie for? It's PG-13, so obviously you want kids to come in and see it, but Terminator is like 30 years ago, so they're gonna remember the plot from 1984 or 19, whatever, when did Terminator 2 come out? No! Actors play other actors in the same time frame that they used to be a part of. Emilia Clarke's supposed to be Linda Hamilton, basically, and you know, then you got Courtney as a new Kyle Reese, you got Jason Clarke as a new John Connor. You kind of have resemblances to them, but you're not them. You're like playing cosplay. You're not the actual people, you're pretending to be the people. It's kind of like the movie equivalent of going back and digitally adding Hayden Christensen as Anakin Skywalker in Return of the Jedi. They do a great job, they're good actors. Emilia Clarke is amazing in this, she's a badass in this, she fights and she's doing a great job, but I can't sit there and look at her without thinking, you're not Linda Hamilton though. Sorry, but I'm still just, in my head, I'm thinking Linda Hamilton because this plot line makes me think of Linda Hamilton. See what I'm saying? Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, then that's how I feel about this entire movie. It's not gonna make sense. Trying to sit there and believe that these people are the people we've seen in the previous films when they're not. And if you're a hardcore, nostalgic, loving fan of the original Terminator movies, you're not gonna be happy. Because they basically like, hey, you know that 80s movie you got? I mean, you gotta remember it to follow us, but enough of the nerdy. Obviously, there are a bunch of references to the earlier Terminator movies, and there's a new character in this movie, and the actor that plays this new character, well, let's just say, based on the franchise that he used to be a part of, he knows a thing or two about time travel. Who could I be talking about? You'll find out when you see the movie. Terminator Genisys is a weird one to really talk about. When it's action-packed, it is fun, but when it tries to explain itself with all the, hey, here's some exposition to understand the timeline and where Skynet actually lands and where Judgment Day actually lands, it's just too much. It's more enjoyable than Salvation, but it's not as good as the first one and the second one. It's on the same level as Terminator 3. If you want some Arnold and you want some action, Terminator Genisys is the thing for you, but if your nostalgia glasses are hard and you do not want to see your beloved Terminator franchise touched, if you want to leave it pure, then don't be back for this one. Are you gonna see Terminator Genisys? And if you did see it, let me know what you think about it. No spoilers. I love you like a play cousin. I'm Alti 5000. Chain, chomp. Chain, chomp. Chain, chomp.